What's up, you guys? If you are coming across this video, you are probably a little stuck in your fitness journey or quite simply wondering where I went wrong in mine. The goal of today's video is to honestly just have a little bit of one-on-one time that I feel like we haven't had in a while and discuss a little bit about fitness, my journey, where I'm at now, and where I have been ever since having my two kids. I decided to make it a little bit of a get ready with me today as well because I wanted to put a little bit of makeup on, and I figured this would be a good time to share a few of my favorite products as well. So I'm starting out first with my Skin Treat foundation stick. This is from Tarte Cosmetics. I actually used this in my last video as well. So as I'm going through doing my makeup, don't look at me like I'm crazy, okay? So my fitness journey has been pretty crazy the past couple years, especially since I became an IFBB Bikini Pro back in 2018. Now, if you're new to me, new to my channel, or you've just kind of followed me since I've become a mom, you might be hearing the fact that I'm a Bikini Pro and been like, holy shit, I had no idea. And that is absolutely true. You might not have any idea because I don't really boast it or like talk about it a lot. I just feel like that phase of my life is so removed that sometimes I feel embarrassed talking about it. Like I don't know if I've earned the right to continue to talk about it. And that kind of sounds crazy too, because really, once you accomplish anything, you have the right to talk about it forever, right? But for the most part, I don't necessarily feel like it's a part of me anymore, although maybe one day it will be again. So when I became an IFBB Bikini Pro, I really thought that I was gonna continue to compete and become like one of those people that you see on stage at the Olympia. That was my overall vibe. And even now, I could see myself still doing it, but the more I've thought about it, I just still don't think I'm in the phase of my life to do it and commit to it, especially while the kids are still young and I want to enjoy time with them. So what are a few things that I did wrong in my fitness journey? Well, the first thing would definitely be not having a plan in the beginning. When I first started in the gym, I was kind of just going off of what I did as a Division I volleyball player, but not having a plan and going into the gym and just doing whatever I want, I probably wasted a good 2 years of where I could have developed and did not. When you have a proper training plan, this allows you to go into the gym with not just what you need to do and being a little bit more motivated and held accountable, but it also allows you to actually progress. If you go in there just doing random shit all the time or doing new workouts every other day, it's not going to help you.
Help is on the way, dear! This is Delphi! Help is on the way!
A lot of what I saw in the fitness industry at the time, and even now, is the idea that you have to change your workouts every single week or every single time you go into the gym, and that is just not true. That's exactly why I set out on a mission to not just create my DBFT challenges, but also now create the first ever Be Fit app subscription. Starting tomorrow, you can join my first ever subscription for just $29 a month, where you're gonna get a monthly workout, a monthly focus, as well as workouts made for at home, pregnancy, postpartum, or at the gym. If I would have had a plan like that from the beginning, I probably would have still been light years ahead of where I was even as a Division I athlete. With the experience that I have as an athlete, this has also allowed me to really cater to a lot of different populations and help them in their training, which again, I wish that I had. So one thing I did wrong was not just not having a plan, but also when I followed one the first time, it was from a not so great coach. And this was before I became a coach myself. I was in school for exercise science, but didn't necessarily have my degree yet, to where I was still learning biomechanics in the formatting of creating a progressive workout program. Now I've been graduated for not just like X amount of years. I don't want to give away my total age, but I've also had years of experience with people now, as well as experience myself in different phases of life, including pregnancy and postpartum. Now, as a pre and postpartum coach, I'm also able to help women be able to eliminate the massive separation of core that occurs in pregnancy. Now, this is gonna happen anyways. Like, don't be surprised when your core splits in pregnancy, because there is no true way to stop it, okay? The baby has to make room somehow. But what you can eliminate is the massive repercussions of not protecting your core during pregnancy, postpartum, and even while you're preparing to have children. So another thing that I did wrong in my fitness journey that I wish I would have done from the start is properly train my core. I'm not telling you that you need to go out and do 20 minutes of core every single day. What I'm telling you is that when you are doing any form of movement in the gym, you need to have your mind on proper bracing and proper breathing from your diaphragm. If you have more questions about that, please let me know below. I would love to dive a little bit deeper into it, but for the sake of the video, I do want to keep it shorter so that we can focus on the few things that I did wrong and we can expand into more things if you guys want to. Now that you heard me say that, you might be freaking out and wondering, okay, Des, well, I'm doing core, is what I'm doing wrong? And the answer is most likely no, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just, how are you executing it. Any movement is fine as long as your core is strong enough to handle it, but what a lot of people do is stick with any fancy movement on Instagram and they don't actually recruit properly. That's where you're going to see your core not firing properly, and this is where you could see the mismanagement of pressure in your abdominal region, which equals negative. You could see coning or doming in your core, and this can lead to something called diastasis recti, and you do not need to be pregnant or have had a child in order to have this. The beautiful thing about my team and my programs is that we program workouts with all of these things in mind. Myself and my coach Tish are both moms of 2, and the rest of my team has actively been working on their pre and postnatal certifications as well. These are all going to be things that are built right into my app subscription. So there's no longer a question of what core should I be doing or what movements involve my core. We'll have it all pre-programmed out for you, and you literally don't even have to think about it. The goal with everything I do and everything I create is to take the guesswork out of the gym for you. And not just gym, but also nutrition. And that leads me to another thing that I did wrong in my fitness journey, and that was, for me personally, following a meal plan. There are definitely certain places in certain circumstances where a meal plan could be applicable for you, but for normal people, this is something that could lead to a lot of restriction and the idea that food is black or white, good or bad. The good thing about my team, as well as one of our specialists as a registered dietitian, is we work with people to empower them to find no food restriction and food freedom. Our coach Kelsey, who is also available to everyone as a member, utilizes her education in working with food behavior and allowing them to finally find a healthy relationship with food. For me, a meal plan really equated to stress over absolutely nothing. If I ever ate outside of my meal plan, I felt like I was failing when in reality, I was totally fine. Again, this can really change person to person because some people will, quote, have a meal plan just because they simply eat the same thing day to day. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but the minute that you put a label on a certain type of food is when it can become a bad thing. And for me, it wasn't healthy, and it's definitely not something that we promote. With our registered dietitians on staff, we will always have sample meal plans to give you a little bit of an idea of how you can better hit your protein, how you can hit carbs, and how you can hit fats, or just good healthy food swaps and things to eat. However, we're never going to insinuate that you must be eating a meal plan in order to have success. But for most people looking for a little bit of guidance and just some simple meal inspo, that's what we're able to provide legally and ethically by registered dietitians. The last thing that I did wrong in my journey that I really wish I wouldn't have done is the idea that I had to compete, or the idea that the only time I was able to succeed is when I had a goal. When I first set out to become an IFBB bikini pro, that was my goal. And at the end of the day, I'm still really happy that I did it, and I would never trade that experience for anything. It was definitely an experience made for me. Now, with that being said, does that mean that it's made for everyone else? The answer is no. Competing took a different toll on me that I really can never explain, and I'm very lucky that I still got out of competing with a pretty great experience. Some people come out of competing with different binge eating disorders, disordered relationships with food, or even just constant stress about what their body looks like and being hyper analytical of their body shape. After I became a pro, it was only about a year and a half later that I actually got pregnant. My physique greatly transformed, and I had to learn a whole new style of training and create a whole new goal. You don't always need a goal to succeed, but the idea is that you do need community. And once I became pregnant with my first, I found community with moms in a way that I never had before. I was so inspired, and my new goal was just to simply be the best me ever. Does that mean that I'll never ever compete again? Absolutely not. I could see myself competing sometime in the future. Does that mean next year? Does that mean 5 years? I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. But you don't always need to have this set goal of shredding for the wedding, bouncing back after baby, competing on stage in order to just simply have a really great community and fitness experience. With the BFit membership, you can find all of those things, a great fitness plan and a great community, as well as 7 educated coaches with over 4 years plus of college degree and experience to help you navigate your fitness journey. I've been through it all. I really have. I've done sports. I've done Division I athletics. I've done being a mom. I've done pregnancy. I've done postpartum. I've done competing. I've done CrossFit. I've done Burn Boot Camp. I've tried Orange Theory. I've done it all. I love fitness. I love health, and I love trying different things, but nothing compares to the strength that I've gotten in the community that I have under DBFT. I may be biased because I obviously founded DBFT, but it's you guys in the community that keep it flourishing. With our new BeFit subscription, this is something that you're able to get and keep, as well as continue to be a part of every single month. So now I want to break down what you can get from the BeFit membership and why you should be a member after hearing the ways that I messed up in my journey and I wish that I didn't. Every single month, you're going to get 4 new weeks of workouts. This is gonna be a really great time to be able to look back every single week and see your total amount of weight lifted continue to go up. This is my absolute favorite feature of the app. The other thing that you can do within the app is actually look back at your previous week's workouts and see what the weight was that you lifted. So if you're doing a dumbbell press and you're like, oh man, I don't remember what I did last week, no worries. As long as you logged it, you can go back to your history and know where you left off and how to push yourself. Within every single workout, you also have alternative movements for whether you're pregnant, postpartum, at the gym, or at home. The base plan is always gonna be located around your gym. So that normal workout, that normal exercise might say leg extension. Once you click the alternate movements, you can also see the modifications that you can then take further based off of where you're at. The subscription's available tomorrow, June 1st to June 8th, for a lifetime price of $29 per month. You might be wondering, okay, well then what happens after June 8th? The price will go up to $49 a month. With that, you will also get access to all 7 coaches. You'll get access to monthly newsletters that involve a monthly recipe, a monthly fit tip, monthly focus, monthly challenge, with 2 additional workouts built in your program every single month to help work on whatever that monthly focus may be. For the month of June, we're actually gonna be focusing on squat mobility as well as hitting a PR on squats. You might be wondering, okay, well, I'm at home, so what do I do? Absolutely no big deal. There are modifications there to show you how you can hit a PR based off of what you're doing, including if you're pregnant or postpartum. At the end of the month, you'll then be able to see the progress that you've made, document it, and be entered to win one of our giveaways for the month. These are always gonna be valued anywhere from $200 to $500. In June's giveaway is going to be a brand new Apple Watch of choice. Now, if you're someone who's like, okay, that sounds great, but what about the 6-week challenges? Those aren't going absolutely anywhere. 6 weeks to slay, strength, as well as shreds are all going to be built into the membership now. So instead of a $117 one-time price, you're gonna now be paying 2 split payments of $50 for 2 months of membership if you choose to be a part of 6 weeks to slay, strength, or shreds. Everything will be the exact same. We'll have the weekly mini habits, we'll have nutrition guides, we'll have coaches access, we'll have big prizes and more. Everything is exactly the same, except when you go to checkout, you'll simply be signing up for the membership and it will be up to you if you want to cancel afterwards. At the end of the 6-week program, you will have the opportunity to now buy the 6-week program. So if you are someone who is simply joining the challenge and will not find it feasible to continue your membership, no big deal. You can buy the program outright and continue to run it if you want. We will also have a set date for anyone looking to get macro coaching during the challenges. This will be set up on a specific date set. So we will tell you that you need to be a member before the said date to get that link to become a macro client. If you are not set up as a member in the group before that date, you will not have access to become a macro client. This is a huge transformation for DBFT, and there is so much more that I can continue to explain with what's going on, but we've answered all the questions and have a ton of posts on DBFT from this past week that I will link all below. As much as this is exciting, it's also scary. Change is scary, and I understand that when things change, people get nervous, but I know for a fact in a couple of months, all of our community members are gonna look back, not only be making more progress than they ever have because the challenge truly never stops, but they're also gonna wish that we did this years ago. This is gonna be such a fun place for DBFT and our community to enjoy and interact every single day, and not just 3 times a year for 6 weeks. The camaraderie that we get in our challenges and our community is so special, and I absolutely hate when we just kind of stop after 6 weeks. There's so many new friendships made, there's so many new things learned, and whenever we're done with the challenge, no one knows where to go. So this membership is the idea, again, that the challenge never has to stop. After we're done with the 6-week challenge, we'll have a 2-week deload programmed into your year, so that you're also giving yourself adequate rest and recovery during the year. After that, we'll set right back up with a brand new calendar of workouts and get right to work up until that next challenge. There's no more yo-yoing around DBFT, and now when we say give DBFT a year, you can literally give us 365 days nonstop. I hope you guys are just as excited for this as I am, as well as my whole team. We are here to help you. We are here to support you and here to help you not make the same mistakes we all did. Whether you're a mom, whether you're a mom to be, training to be a mom, whether you want to just simply increase your athleticism, this is a program for you, and these programs will be made for you. Make sure you click below, join the membership starting tomorrow, and if you have any questions, please feel free to comment. Don't make the same mistakes I did, and don't feel like you have to. Join DBFT today, the first ever BFit membership. Become a founding father and get excited, transform, and push forward in your journey with us. I love you guys. I can't wait to see you in the next video. We're back to normal vlogs and normal fun, but this was a little PSA of maybe what you needed to hear today and a few reminders in your fitness journey. Make sure that you like, subscribe, be prepared to be sick of me, and I'll see you in next week's video.